Hello there, Cancer, and welcome to your timeless oracle messages. I hope you're doing well out there, Cancer. And Cancer, let's find out what your guided messages are from Spirit when it comes to your current situation. And this is for Cancer and Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, this is a time where you could be already doing this, or Spirit is guiding you to just pay attention to the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. You know, you may need to stick to a plan here that helps you with your overall well-being. This isn't doing anything that is, being selfish, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be of use for anything or anyone else, right? So it's important that you honor something right now because you're in between an energetic shift of a new beginning. So Spirit is wanting you to prepare yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and soulfully here. Okay, now I get Earth sign coming through with this health card, and I do see if you stick to something here that improves your health, you're going to hit your mark. So you're also healing. Look at this. I just see the word heal here. You're healing. Okay, now let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. Surrender. I can release my need to control. So we do have to be yielding to a force that is outside of your control. A higher power is in charge right now. So in the meantime, recognize this truth first, that you are a physical, that you are a spiritual being and a physical vessel. And Spirit knows what's best for you. Just keep continuing to make healthy choices in your life, in love, in relationships, and don't try to figure it all out, because you might drive yourself crazy, Cancer, when you're trying to figure something out. Something is going to happen here, and it will be perfect timing. Okay, what else? Oh, you are. Okay. We got this card of loneliness. Now, we may need to watch out for this. That solitude time or a lonely time in life is only a time to get to know yourself better and to connect with Spirit here. But also, there is a divine tribe here that you are always connected to. It's like a soul family for you, regardless if they are in your physical presence or not. But also, the heavens has got your back, Cancer. And Cancer, Spirit knows you've had to endure something here, but don't give in to doing something quickly, right? Because right now we're having to go slow and steady with something. You're meant to gather more information, either about yourself, about someone, about your circumstance, maybe all of it, right? So just remember that loneliness time is a time where you're really getting to know who you really are, because you've gone through a transformation. Your likes and dislikes have changed. Your wants, your needs have changed. But this is a time where you need to honor what it is that you truly, truly, want to invite in your life at this time. So take care of yourself, because when you start taking good care of yourself, and I know that a lot of you are, some of you might be discouraged, right? You're not seeing results quick enough here. But that is just a facade. That is the illusion that the ego wants you to fall in trap with, to feel lonely, isolated, so that you run out of patience and you do something maybe hastily here. But you're not going to do that. You're too strong. Spirit knows this. Okay, now take this if it resonates, okay? Because I do feel that there's like a Five of Pentacles energy that's coming off of this loneliness card. And Five of Pentacles can also indicate, troubles when it comes to our own resources and not having enough, maybe not even feeling enough, okay? But again, you've got to release your control on how or when something is going to happen. This is about divine timing and not the ego's timing. And I know that can get a little bit frustrating at times. Let's continue and see what else. But Spirit is gifting you something in your present moment here. Oh, look at that. Happiness. And we've got the dolphins here. So a time of play, a time to treasure what you have in your life right now. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. And I'm just seeing this swirl here. See, there's a vortex here that you are entering. Well, you've been putting out your desires, your wishes, your happiness, your vortex out into the universe, and it's pulling you in. So how you get sucked into this happiness is to keep continuing to follow what gives you peace, what brings you joy, without feeling that you don't have something here. Because that's the trick, right? Because the trap in life is when we start to really give into feeling unworthy, lonely, poor, unhealthy, sad. I mean, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing, okay? But there is a fine line here. And look, the next step is happiness here, right? So you are gravitating and harnessing magic in your life without even knowing it. And you're doing that by continuously surrender, battling the blues perhaps here, maybe, making a phone call or doing something different with your time, right? Give in to yourself. See this lonely time as a time to get healthier, get better, get wiser. What else for Capricorn? I don't know why I was calling you guys Capricorn. Sometimes I do that because it starts with a C, but anyhow, I know I'm working with you, Cancer, okay? So don't worry. See, you're attracting abundance. I just told you you're entering your vortex here. It's pulling you. Oh, no, see? And earth sign, abundance to me is like a earth energy. This is going to take some time. So it could be between, 6 to 12 months before maybe you see some type of real tangible results, as long as you're putting consistent efforts. But that's not necessarily the case for each and every one of you. But earth energy does take a little time. So I just want you to keep that in mind. Our emotions and our thoughts go really fast, right? So it takes a little bit more effort and time for the earth energy to catch up. In the meantime, your focus on happiness, your focus on healing and health, putting yourself purposely in situations that invoke positivity. And if that means you have to remove yourself from negative people, then by all means do it. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And that's what you're doing. And that's what Spirit is teaching you, to not feel like you don't have any power. In fact, take a little moment here and take some time if you can. If you haven't done this, see where this started to happen, where you felt lonely. It could even go back to childhood, because it could be a repeating pattern, something that your body has gotten used to feeling. So you need to be aware of old patterns and emotions that might be rising up, because I do feel there's this in between of battling, what society may put on people, what the limits of maybe some people put on themselves, versus what inherently that you're abundant and wise. And you don't know how or when, or you can't explain it, but you do know that you're manifesting abundance, because that's what you're doing, Cancer. Let's see what else. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So this may mean that we have to be super aware when we start to be too critical or judgmental on oneself and others, right? Because I know that you've noticed something here. Something has shifted and changed in your own perception, in your own spiritual growth as well. And so you're just merging, ideas. You're merging things here, right? And what I mean by merging is, if you think of the yin yang sign, the black and the white, they merge together and they form this unity. And that's why it looks so beautiful. The yin, the yang, or the yin yang. And if it wasn't balanced, then we'd have just a blurry gray, just gray, right? And so this is why it's important that something is happening during this period of feeling lonely. You're really finding out and tuning into your own sacred independence, which is going to be really important, because from this point on, I'm seeing you gravitating towards healthy and happy connections, environments. Now, it may take some time to shift and transform into that, but that's where you're going. You're leaving the loneliness behind. You're leaving the lack of behind. So just be aware of anything that may be coming up that you feel is like an old thought pattern. What else? Yeah, accept the challenges are the best way to learn. Okay, so anytime we are stepping into or have to deal with adversity, it's always going to challenge you, your self-worth, your ability to be resilient. Let's see, get a little bit more about this adversity. I'm getting fire sign with this. What's important for See, I'm so sorry. See, I'm calling you guys Capricorn. My God. Now, I know that a lot of you may even have a connection with Capricorn energy, but you may even resonate with Capricorn's reading in this series. So maybe that's why I'm saying it. Or you could be dealing with someone that has strong Capricorn placements in their chart. Grief. Okay. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Okay. So we're feeling like we had a missed opportunity, or we made a mistake, or we failed at something, or something just, either you abandoned something or someone abandoned you, or that feeling, right? You're getting another chance here. There's something new that's forming that's going to give you a good sense of security and commitment if that's what you want. But you do need to honor maybe a time that you do need to grieve something here that, again, is out of your control. So don't blame yourself. I hope that you're not. We all make mistakes. We all have things. And there's also things that are just not in your control. So we got to give it up, right? I feel that if you're around or in the future get surrounded by people who are envious or competitive or drama kings and queens, just stand in your own truth. Again, the secret is not to judge them, but just to be neutral about it. Have tolerance, so to speak, about it. Because there's something where you're battling something almost energetically here, where there's like this old energy that keeps trying to want to pull you back, but you're too powerful for that, okay? So you are gravitating to more of an enhanced life and lifestyle. You got to stay disciplined. You got to stay disciplined with that mind, okay? And I know that it can be difficult at times, but it really is how we are thinking and feeling. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. You might need a journal. You may need to set a schedule for yourself, right? But be disciplined in the mind. And this is why Spirit is also saying it's good to, take care of your physical vessel, because that also will help you, stay clear, stay focused on the tasks at hand. Don't let anything bombard your peace of mind. That's going to be the trick here, because you're having to surrender. See, you're in between worlds. The Death card, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Now, I'm getting something here. There may be something with food or eating or making sure that you're eating. So it's either vice versa here. Either some of you, you could be overwhelmed and we could just be eating a lot or overindulging on something here, or you're doing the lack of. So we may need to pay attention to the things that we are eating and digesting, as well as, the mental plane. What are we digesting as well here? So you've got a new beginning, Cancer. Now, let's see what this new beginning looks like here. What kind of information we can get from it, from Spirit here with this Death card for Cancer. Humor. Oh my gosh. Spirit has a sense of humor too. So laugh at something here. Laugh at your mistakes, your follies, the follies of others. Something is going to brighten up your day once again, so don't worry. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And it is kind of interesting that it says the lighter side because we have that death, which is like the opposite, right? So you're focusing on the opposite here. And you're working on being unbothered here by either the circumstances, people, okay? Don't let something sway your faith in the higher realms here. You're meant to surrender. You're meant to release the need to control anything and everyone, or maybe pay attention to, if you tend to get a little over obsessed or maybe trying to micromanage things, try to back off of it, focus on yourself here. What else? You got love. Here's your new beginning too. Commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Coming back to a place of love once again. Don't let the negatives of life or the world, wreak havoc on your energy here, because you are a being of love. And I do see love is forming. Love will be enhanced. If you commit, right, to this discipline, you're creating, and you're creating positivity in your life. Now, what and who and how these, beautiful creations come to light from love, it's not your job to worry about. Only you need to be available to take that opportunity, and you'll know it. Because you're going to be over something or someone. I guarantee it. If you're not over something or someone, you will be. What else? See, told you, you will be. And if anything or anyone is trying to block your path of growth, you got to know that spirit has got a hand in this. And this is why things become unexplainable. This is why sometimes we tend to feel stunted in life, but it's really a time where spirit's spending time with you. Something is being refined here. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And that's exactly what you're doing. Focus on the quality things in life. Take things slow if you need to. Know that you're expanding your consciousness and your awareness, not just for yourself, but to help others or the world, and also growing in your own abundance right where you're at. Because with this death card, I see a new seed, right? Earth energy being planted in here, and it's growing, and you're growing with it. Okay, what else? Now, you could be already in line with something that you already love to do, or you're going to be on the path here, Cancer, of knowing exactly who and what components you want to bring into your life to make a desire and a dream come true, because something has already been established within you. Now, there may be something here that we're working through denial, or you may need to not deny something or someone here too. So acknowledge my fear and replace it with the insight of awareness. See, this is going to take, mental discipline here, right? You've got to make a promise to yourself that you're not going to get into a place of repeating something. Maybe you felt denied here in something, right? Okay, so let's get a little bit more about this denial. And don't deny yourself, Cancer, by waiting for, maybe something in particular. See, you're not waiting for anything. This is the trick. You're just taking care of business. You're taking care of yourself. You're figuring something out when it comes to self-discovery. See, this is all about fear here. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Here's the energy of love. Commit. This is all you got to do. It may sound very simple, but when you actually try to do it and be aware of it and try to see, even in the hardest circumstances, through the eyes of love, it really can be transformative here. So Spirit is wanting you to know how powerful you are just by your presence and what you can dissolve. So fear, being denied a fulfillment is not in your destiny. What else? And I do feel you're going through a very powerful soul journey at this point, which is very pivotal for you. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Now, see this thing that says, let go of trying, I can release my need to control. Well, you can help others, maybe get out of your own thing that you're trying to do, right? And accomplish, because again, we have to wait for divine timing. But you can help another here. Maybe it's, volunteering for something. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a neighbor, a school, a community here. Maybe it's through your own profession or business and focus on that. What else? Yeah, you're releasing guilt here. Now, this one is a tricky one too, and I feel that you may need to go back and see how far this goes with you, okay? Because I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And it may take some time here. Let's get a little bit more about this guilt here, because some of you might even feel guilty about coming into more happiness, more abundance. You're not responsible for the happiness of even your own family members. I mean, you are to a point, right? Obviously, if you're like a parent or something, but inner happiness has to begin with that own soul here. So you are having to do something here or releasing something, right? Let's get a little bit more about this guilt. Just keep choosing peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. See, Spirit's wanting you to eradicate guilt. It no longer is serving you. It may have served a purpose where we had to, go deep within oneself, but it's not serving you any longer. See, there's some type of repeating pattern here with this emotion of guilt. So keep trying to replace it with peace. Put yourself in, again, peaceful surroundings, peaceful people, whatever you have to do, because you're owning something and you're in charge of something and you're creating happiness out of something that was, gone, or, creating happiness out of nothing. Well, it's really not nothing because you're creating it from prior experiences here. What else? I got a lot of these soul journey cards coming out for you. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So we're going to have to put ourselves in maybe in another person's shoes here. But this is also a gift of yours, right? So coming back to that place of peace. Because when we're guilt-ridden or we're in fear, we have a hard time of honing into our intuition, our sensitivity and ability to see what's really going on beneath the surface. So there's something important that I feel that you're becoming more in tuned with and more aware of when it comes to being able to be neutral and a good judge of what's going to help you maintain balance. Okay, what else? See, judgment. You're getting a second chance at something here. Didn't I just say you were judging? Being a good judge here. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges as well as you have. But there is something here where we are, maybe having something being finalized. Now, for some of you, take it if it resonates, you could be doing an exam or a test, but regardless, in general, we are passing some type of important life lesson. And I do see a lot of you are really coming into this place of, honoring your sensitivity so that you're not shutting it down, but exploring this and allowing it to gift to you a sense of peace and contentment, because you no longer need to hold anything in a place of wrong or right. What else? Three of Cups. I told you. And it landed on that loneliness and grief here. Happiness, connections, connecting with others. Now, there may be a situation where you are either in it now or you will be where, we've got people that are coming from different places, but yet there seems to be a deep connection here, or a part of us that wants to explore another's world, and we're both, or not both, all three of them seem to be engaging and happy to hear another story, but they're all three coming from a vastly different place. Look at this card of loneliness and how it's like these souls are spread around the world here. So connect with friends if you have them. Make a play date with yourself or another. I mean, whatever you got to do. But we also have a sense of, celebrating something that has come to an end, and we're celebrating something new, possibly with new friends or, maybe people that you already have in your life right now. And we do have water sign coming out. So this is a card of happiness, engaging. Okay, you got to use your intuition in all aspects of your life. So there's something going on here where you're navigating yourself from a place of wisdom that you can't explain, that is coming from the heavens here, right? So your intuition is going to tell you when something or someone is off here. Now, I get the sense of Two of Swords. You may need to find out more information. So let's get a little bit more about this indecision. What's the advice here about this indecision for Cancer? There you are, Queen of Cups. Oh my God, it really is using your intuition, following your heart. You are propelling towards something that is going to make your heart sing. And here you are, whether you're male or female, you're showing up in your own reading here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now, I do see on the other end of, a final decision, we are navigating into a place where we're going to feel good and proud. Now, I do see that this queen, she is emptying one cup and she either is going to get filled up, or she already has this one filled up here. So there may be something too where you're cutting your losses, or you're just not going to give something or someone any more of your time or your energy. Now, the Queen of Cups is also, you might be connecting with someone that could be a medium, a psychic, or someone who just knows how to give some good advice here. Now, if you have that person, follow their guidance if you don't know what to do. But I feel like a lot of you do know what to do, because again, you're showing up in your own reading. So it's going to be the one that makes your heart sings the most. Okay, let's see. What else? Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. You might be feeling overwhelmed with too many things in life here, actually. So I feel there's something going on. I'm getting like Seven of Cups here, because it's like she's come to an acceptance, he or she. This is what I see you. You might be in it right now, or you will be. You've come into an acceptance of letting something go with that, letting go of that cup, letting it spill here, and filling up yourself with something brand new. So yeah, you're going to be embracing some new ideas. Maybe you already have them. You need to nourish them by writing them out, getting them into some type of tangible form if you can, or take a little action on it. Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed with something, you might need to pick one or two things and concentrate on that. I want a little bit more too with this Queen of Cups for you. And also, my kitten Lenny is whining. I think he wants to see you, Cancer. So I'm going to let him in because he's been whining at the door. Okay, yeah, I am the same as everybody with different challenges. Now, there may be envy at play here. You might be sensing that from others. Now, don't get caught up in this either, because sometimes we can get into this place, especially when we're feeling lonely or doubtful. We can get into a place where we're envying others, and, it could really be a spiral downwards here, and we don't want that. So just remember that you are same as everybody else, but with different challenges, right? I do feel, again, there's something going on where you really have to feel things out, Cancer, and you can't doubt yourself, because whatever you're feeling instinctual about a situation or person, you're going to know. And if it doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, that's your answer. Okay, hang on, Cancer. Let's see if my cat wants to come in. All right, Cancer, you might have a little friend jumping on the table. He might ruin the cards, but we're in training. There he is, Cancer. Lenny's here. Yay, he's here for your reading. All right, now let's find out more for you. Lay down right here. I'm going to try to train him. You might want to go over there. Oh, okay, he keeps wanting... Well, this might not work, Cancer. This might not work with Lenny here. But Lenny is here to offer you comfort. Take time to reflect. See, I knew it. You're in this place of really reflecting, and this is where you're noticing and sensing things. You could be reflecting on your past relationships, your relationship with yourself, with spirit here, taking time to really know what you really honor, and what you really deserve. Sorry, Lenny, you're just going to have to stay over there because equipment is over there. And, sometimes Lenny likes to mess things up here. Now, this is just so perfect with the Queen of Cups because more water sign in here. Okay, what else? Gratitude. I'm seeing you coming into a place of more reciprocity than you have felt in a while here, Cancer, okay? Be thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. You're not going to be denied opportunities for fulfillment. No matter where you're at in life, you will always have a second chance at something. Be grateful for what you have. Again, we could be distracted here by something or someone too that could be tugging at you. Don't give them your time or your energy. Okay, focus on you. What else? Five of Cups. There's that grief. There's that grief. Okay, we got to look at something here. There may be someone too that you're dealing with that could be having problems getting over something here. Let's get a little bit more about this Five of Cups. What's interesting though is this person isn't noticing, they're at a bar here. They're not noticing that there's still two cups, which is love. So don't let something take all your time and your energy. I know it can be hard here, but it's possible too that you're feeling another's energy too, okay? I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And notice this person, they're not moving here. So try to see if there's a place where you can make a difference for yourself. I know it may take some effort on your part, depending on where you're at energetically here, but don't give up. Understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And look, you're moving towards abundance and happiness. Let it enter your life by noticing the good things that you do have now. And I'm not saying that you're not, but your angels are really wrapping their wings around you, trying not to get you into a place of a downward spiral, because I know something is like changing and you're not liking it. I know. I've gone through that too. But once you get through the other side, you're going to realize how beneficial it actually was. What else? Just keep trusting. You you might be in a place where Spirit is asking you to continue to keep trusting yourself. Where's the Queen of Cups? Because you are becoming masterful with this. The more that you accept that your inner voice is always guiding you correctly and practice that, the stronger it will become. The stronger your trust becomes. The more pronounced you start really seeing things happen for you, not to you. What else? High Priestess. Well, oh, there it is. Okay, you've got abundance and now you've got new love here. Okay, yes, Cancer, your spiritual insights, something is going on where we're having like gifts being enhanced spiritually here. And you do need to wait for some type of perfect season because it's going to happen with the Ace of Cups. Now, I'm getting something perhaps with summer. Okay, so the summer season, that could be. But with that summer energy, I'm also getting a thing of like lighthearted, joy, fun, going out more, feeling nourished here because the Ace of Cups is also a card of great abundance too. It's true love, it's fulfillment, it's joy. It's being being like drowned in divine love. And that's the kind of stuff that you want to get drowned by, not this, right? Alcohol. uh, we'll get the divine juice here. Okay, so don't give up here. Now, something may be going on. You know, you might be trying to look into the future, but something is telling you to release your need to control or figure it all out, okay? It's all going to become very clear to you. Something will present itself. You'll get some type of insight. Something is going to happen here where you just won't have a doubt that this is your opportunity. And what a blessing this Ace of Cups is. Yeah, your worry is not changing anything, right? So I feel that a lot of you are realizing that this is also a old pattern that's rising up. Worry, stress, anxiety, whatever. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. No, it doesn't. And if we give into too much self-doubt, we're actually breeding more worry. So we have to, take accountability for our own thought processes and our feelings. Okay. At first, for some, not all of you, it may seem like a struggle. It may seem like a lot of work, but it's the true work that you need to do to have the lifestyle that you want. What else? Nope, that is it. Okay, so Cancer, let's find out how Spirit is currently helping you that you need to be aware of. And I know that something has just been really so hard and difficult, but Cancer, you've got something very special, and Spirit does not want you to miss something out. There's something that is going to give you relief, happiness, fulfillment, all at the same time. My God, we got the Empress. Yes, this is the epiphany of abundance here and creating more. Also, Spirit is helping you feel really good about yourself, making your conditions as comfortable as possible because you're about to give birth to something, Cancer, whether you're male or female, because I'm talking about creation and energy here. Now, for some of you, yes, there could be a mother involved. You getting help with a mother or becoming a mother or being a good mom or a parent. Okay. But what Spirit is helping you feel good about is 100% knowing that you deserve to be taken care of, knowing you deserve a life of luxury without having to feel guilty about it. Because a lot of people actually, Cancer, could feel guilty. They do feel guilty when they start getting good things and they start making up excuses or justifying things. You don't need to. This is your inheritance here. And you want to know why? It's because you haven't been giving up and you've been taking the high road in something. Now, let's find out what's next for you that is a positive that you need to be aware of, okay? What's next for Cancer? See? I knew it. I knew it. I see this as the growth card here. The Three of Pentacles. This is so good. Okay, this is doing what you love. This is maybe being noticed for your work, or for some of you, you might fall in line with something by meeting others, networking, and just finding something that you absolutely enjoy doing. But whatever it is that you're doing, you've already established something here. So yes, it could be that third pentacle. You know, this is the thing. You're at the Two of Pentacles, which is like a wibbly wobbly fluctuations, changes, figuring out priorities, and then you go right to the Three of Pentacles. So that third pentacle establishes something here and you're building upon. Now, it may take a little bit more time, but know that you are creating something that could be very abundant for your future too. Spirit's helping you with people, with connections. Okay, we got Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. To me, I'm seeing Six of Cups, so memories to be shared, new memories to be created, feeling a sense of synergy and interdependence with one another. Okay, I hope that this was helpful for you. Love and light. Take care.